Hi delicious lovers, thanks for clicking to watch this video. On today's menu we've got cassava soup. It's gonna be a vegetable soup, so keep watching to see how I'm gonna prepare this soup. I know it sounds strange, you're gonna be like, delicious, which one is cassava soup again? Keep watching to see the ingredients for this cassava soup, but I promise to keep it simple. So to make this cassava soup, I've got goat meat here which has been thoroughly washed and cleaned. I'll add it into this pot. Feel free to use any meat of your choice, and I'll be going in with seasoning powder. I'll add onions. I'll add almost a tablespoon of salt. I'll add 2 cups of water. I'll cover it to cook until the meat is 80% done. While the goat meat is cooking, I'm going to debone the dry fish by adding it into a bowl and add hot water into it. Let it sit for a few minutes so that it will be easy to debone the dry fish. If you have stock fish, you can as well also use hot water to clean it. But for this cassava vegetable soup, I'm going to use just dry fish and goat meat. I'm done cleaning the fish. The dry fish is nice and clean. This is the cassava that we'll be using for this vegetable cassava soup. I know you may be wondering, delicious, how did you get this cassava? Yesterday when I was making bobozi abacha, I cooked the cassava, and after cooking it, peeled the skin off. These are the ones that were overcooked. So instead of me to throw it away, I decided to use it to make cassava soup. So if you're using a fresh cassava, make sure you boil the cassava until it's well done. Remove the stalk at the middle of it. Remove the skin of it. Soak the cooked cassava into a bowl that contains a room temperature water, but make sure you change the water morning and night for 3 good days. I'm going to add it into the blender. I'll adjust a small water to blend it because the idea is for us to get this cassava thick. But please don't use raw cassava for this cassava vegetable soup. And I'm going to blend it. I'm done blending it, so I'm going to set it aside. It's been over a few minutes now, just like 15 minutes. The goat meat has been cooking for a while. And this is real Dankasa goat meat. You guys know how much I love Dankasa goat meat. I'm going to add this dry fish that has been thoroughly cleaned and deboned. I'll add the pepper. Now, this is where you add your fresh pepper to your taste. Just gonna add 2 spoons of this palm oil. Stir everything together. Let it combine. I'll cover it to cook for another 5 minutes. Letting the soup boil very well would help to dissolve the oil so that the red oil would not be floating on top of your soup. You wouldn't want that. And after 5 minutes, let's see. Ooh la la. So now I'm going to add the blended cassava to thicken up the soup. This blended cassava is sparkling white because it's been cooked and soaked in the water for 3 good days. It does not have any bad odor like apple. In fact, the aroma in this kitchen, oh my god, it's so amazing. Let me know if you've tried, or would you like to try cassava soup. I'm going to adjust the seasoning by adding a seasoning cube, just 1 seasoning cube. I'll add ogili into it. You can blend the ogiri with the cassava together, but for me not to waste anything because sometimes the cassava might be too much, so I'm just going to dissolve it in here. I'll cover it and let it cook for another 2 to 3 minutes. So after 5 minutes, do you want me to tell you what's the aroma like? This is the consistency that we'll need. It has to be a little bit thick. Remember that this is not bitter leaf soup. This is vegetable. So if you leave it running and when you add the vegetable, it will be too watering. So you have to make it a little bit thick. Even your neighbors might be thinking maybe you're making ora or bitter leaf soup. And I'm using a pack of spinach. So I'm going to add the vegetable at this point. I did not add crayfish to this soup because the fish that I used is a little bit salty. So that's why I did not add crayfish into the soup. But if you're using a normal stock fish or dry fish, you may go ahead and add crayfish too. And as I'm adding this vegetable, if you're in Nigeria, you can use green mixed with ugu leaf. I've turned off the heat at this point because I wouldn't want to overcook this spinach. I also got a video on how to prepare waterleaf soup. I've got a video on how to prepare normal vegetable soup. I feel like doing mukbang right now. Just perfect. Over to the favorite part of this video. After all the hard work, now it's time to have a taste. Cassava vegetable soup. Sometimes you never know how good things could be until you try it out. Who could believe that you can use a cassava to make a soup? This soup is so delicious, so good, like rich blood tonic. Thank you so much guys for watching this video, and I'll see ya on my next video.